Hey, what's up? This is Seth, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through digital marketing career opportunities. I'm going to start in Kansas City, Missouri, okay, which is not what you'd think of as a big tech center. It's not like New York or LA or any of those places. Kansas City, Missouri has 346 digital marketing jobs, okay, and I'm going to walk you through a few of them right now. So here's one. There's digital analyst, digital media coordinator, internet marketing associate. This is a really good example because look, minimum starting hourly rate is $21 an hour. Education required high school or better. Okay. Driving engagement with pay-per-click and internet landing pages while optimizing search engine optimization functionality. If you've been through my free course, you'll see this is the skills that employers are looking for. Search engine optimization is the ability to get a website to rank higher in Google, which gets a company more visitors, more traffic, and more money. Pay-per-click is the paid ads that you always see when you do a Google search. People are actually paying to show up during those searches because it drives targeted customers to people's websites. So there's a job there. Here's one on monster.com. Digital marketing specialist in Olathe, Kansas, which is actually this. I don't know if this is at the same agency. I have a student in Olathe who got a job at a digital marketing agency there. Gabe, I have his link below. Let's see. Are you detail oriented? Are you eager to do whatever it takes to enjoy juggling multiple projects? PPC, email marketing, website updates, social media. A/B promotional testing, all this stuff. By the time you're done with my course, you understand what all this stuff means. But again, it's analytical, but it's not like super complicated. Again, this one says BA or BS degree, 2 years experience. I'm telling you, in the middle of Kansas, people are not beating down this agency's doors with these qualifications, which is why it's possible to get interviewed. And why my students get so many interviews for these opportunities is because, they said, the recent graduates do not have these skills. The other thing that's very interesting to me is that and it says associate's degree. You don't need an associate's degree for this position, I guarantee you that. Are you a detail-oriented and organized person who is always on the move? Are you eager to do whatever it takes to get the job done? Do you enjoy juggling multiple projects? So here's an interesting thing about this job posting that sort of indicates where they're coming from. It did not say, are you an experienced PPC or SEO manager? It did not mention the skills. Later, it mentions the skills. But the fact that they're even trying to sell you on this job and they're looking for somebody that's obviously got analytical skills is kind of gives away the fact that they are not getting a lot of qualified applicants, and they are going to be willing to take people who they can train further. You do have to have the basics, but if this was a real hardcore technical job, can you imagine if it was like a coding job where they were saying, "Hey, are you a hard worker? Do you want to code? Do you want to learn how to build code a website?" It wouldn't be worded this way unless there was some latitude in what they're looking for. And that's my point with all these things for people who come into my course and they say, "Oh, I've never heard of digital marketing or have any experience." You don't need years of experience. Again, there is a big need for people who understand the basics. Digital project manager. This one looks to me to be a little bit more digital multi-channel marketing. This is a little bit more of a manager type position, but again, if you're in the middle of Kansas, you're probably going to get interviews if you apply for any of these with the basic skills that I teach in the course. Account coordinator. This is another interesting kind of hybrid position where it looks like it's a mixture of actually managing accounts and a little bit of customer service. So let's look at this. Success in this job requires a great phone personality, patient with clients who are not yet internet or digital marketing savvy. And this is what I teach my students, is that when you have clients, you're learning all this technical stuff and algorithms and link, domain authority and bidding strategies and things like that. And you have to basically tell the guy that owns the pizza shop what you're doing without confusing the crap out of them. So what could your typical day look like? Onboarding client, talking with clients, implementing various digital marketing accounts and resources. So this is very interesting because they did not even go they're saying if you're a customer service rock star who loves digital marketing and zip your way around Google, they're basically saying, spelling out for you, they're going to train you. So if you come into this opportunity with the certification, with the basic skills, I call it the core minimum requirements, what I call it. You understand SEO, you understand PPC, you can talk their language. You're going to be head and shoulders above anyone else applying for this in Olathe, Kansas. And again, I'm not sure if there's a lot of agencies. I think these are all different agencies in Olathe, Kansas. I've never heard of Olathe, but it must be a decent sized city over there. So those are just some examples in Kansas City alone. And I didn't even look at all the jobs. Now let's say I type in digital marketing agency, Kansas City, Kansas. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I didn't even open those up. Okay, so the thing is, even if you don't see job postings, or should I say in addition to whatever job postings you see, you can go directly to these agencies because, again, especially when you're not in a big city, these places, they're growing. They need people who have these skills. And even if they don't have jobs posted on their website, you can connect with these people, show them that you understand what you're talking about, build a relationship, and later be considered for openings. Or you can get an internship. So here's an agency, you can contact them. This particular agency has internship programs. Let's see, these guys, I'm ready to open this up. This is another agency. And again, anytime these guys are doing SEO and SEM, they need people who can manage those accounts. Here's another agency, and here's another one that's saying they just are always looking for individuals to apply. So again, some agencies are going to have a career page like here. So I actually went over to Louisville, Kentucky, which is another city it's not considered to be a big technology hub, but they also have a ton of digital marketing agencies. And I just wanted to give you an example. This is Leap Agency. They have job openings here. This is one called Uology, where this digital strategist, this is one of those positions where it says, this is the type of thing you're learning to prepare for in my course. And even though it says 3+ years of relevant experience, in Louisville, Kentucky, there are not that many people that have 3+ years experience in digital marketing. So this is where you have the opportunity to do, this is what I did when I was starting out. I would apply for senior positions that had required more experience than I had, and I wouldn't necessarily get that position, but I would get a junior position. And some of my students, they said they come into a company and it says they need 2+ years, 3+ years, and they get that job. It all depends on the city. It depends on the company. You're going to find there's just a ton of websites and agencies in various cities across the country, across the world that have these types of openings. It said it's very different than in other fields. As long as we're in Louisville, let's do a LinkedIn search. Let's do some LinkedIn searches for jobs. So let's do digital marketing and let's try Louisville. Louisville, Kentucky. Okay, 36 results there. Digital marketing analyst, digital marketing manager, digital client services coordinator, digital marketing specialist, digital marketers are analytical problem solvers. Let's see, there were 6 applicants for this job, and I would bet you money that none of these guys have the skills that any of my students have. They want, equivalent proven professional experience may be considered in lieu of degree. It's right there. And even if you don't have the experience, in the course I show you how to generate your own experience, because when I started out in 2010, 2011, I had no idea what I was doing. I just started building websites and running ads and doing everything because you can do it right from your computer. It's not like traditional advertising where you have, let's say it was 1982 and you wanted to do this kind of thing. You'd have to buy a billboard or a TV commercial or a radio commercial. That's millions of dollars. You couldn't do it, but you can do web marketing even if you're just coming out of high school. If you have less, you can spend less than $100 on this stuff. And for SEO, it doesn't cost anything. Just a lot of effort to learn these skills. I built my first website in 2010 with no clue what I was doing. It cost me, I don't know, $10 maybe. Experienced a paid search, Google AdWords, Bing, Analytics, Facebook, AdWords and Analytics certification, analyzing data. These are all things you come out of the course with and could be a contender for this position. This is the same thing. Now, this is very interesting to me. I'm very curious, since they've had this up for 2 weeks. They haven't found anybody. Again, are they finding anybody in Louisville who can even speak the language of digital marketing? Because once again, they just don't talk about this in college. Digital marketing specialist. 3 to 5 years. Give me a break, people. When I posted 2 months ago, when I was in Nashville for a year, I saw a posting where they said they wanted 5 years of digital marketing experience. And I just laughed. And I knew it. I was like, I'm going to get this. It wasn't an in-house job. It was a contract thing. They wanted someone in-house. I said, guys, I'll come into the office like once a week. But you're not going to find someone else that has 5 years experience. It's very unrealistic. And I think that the fact that this is still up after 2 months is pretty good evidence of that. That's on LinkedIn. Let's see what, and I actually haven't checked this out ahead of time. So I got 119 jobs here. Digital marketing specialist, digital content specialist, web digital marketing specialist. There's like 4 jobs right off the bat. Again, don't be intimidated by this 2 to 4 year crap. So I have now. I'm so excited because I made the last video in the fall and students were having success, but now a few months later they've had even more success and they're doing things I didn't even surpassing what I wanted for people, which is where students will come out of the course so excited and passionate and confident in digital marketing that they're coming into a lot of these companies. So many students are getting interviews, which is the first thing that's a victory. Even to just so many college grads don't even get an interview, but they're getting interviews. And they don't get every job they interview for. But a lot of students are showing up for an opportunity like this and just impressing the crap out of hiring managers because they're like, geez, you don't have 2 to 4 year working experience, but you understand this stuff. Because what they learned from me from a practical standpoint, not a theoretical standpoint. I'm showing them actual client accounts. This isn't like in college where you spend 2 years learning theory about crap. Digital content specialist. Again, they want 3 and 4 years digital strategy experience. Don't be intimidated by that. This is really a writing position. Digital content means writing stuff. Web digital manager, Weebly company website. Well, the first thing I'd come in there and say, get your stupid website off of Weebly. It's a terrible platform. But this is, honestly, this isn't even really a marketing position. This is really more about sort of maintaining a crappy looking website, is from my understanding. But again, these opportunities are out there. Digital marketing specialist, develop, maintaining, and layouts of communications. This is why it's digital / marketing. So this is more traditional stuff like brochures and presentations, but throw understanding of SEO in there. Deep understanding of digital marketing and digital production. And how long has this been up here? I'm really curious. That was 1 day ago. Required education associate. Again, don't be hung up on the degree. But again, you can see these opportunities are out there. Now let's pick another city. I'm going to pick another city just randomly. let's go over to, we've been in the kind of the heartland. Let's go back to Minneapolis. Let's go do a search for digital marketing agencies, and then let's do a search for jobs in Minneapolis. Marketing, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota. So 990 jobs. Okay. Yeah. Snap Agency, Spider Trap. I gotta love the names of these companies too. And that's what's cool. I said these are young companies. It's not like working, the worst thing you do when you get out of college or you're in your 20s is work for some stuffy corporation where you got to wear a suit and tie to work every day or some crap. And you're in your cubicle and you're afraid to make any noise. And a lot of these companies have a really great culture. Rocket 55, Ciceron, Gurion, Ovative, Nina Hale. That sounds like somebody's name. Geez, there's a lot of these in Minneapolis. So let's take a look. Now the thing is, some people say, "Oh, there's too much competition. People know about it." It's like, no, the more agencies there are, the more jobs there are. This keeps growing. Google's not getting any smaller. Facebook's not getting any smaller. It's just getting bigger. Boom, first one, jobs and careers. Let's see what they've got. And again, I didn't even research this. I just randomly did a search. SEO intern, copywriter, account manager, PPC manager, right there. Or paid search specialist. Again, 1 to 3 years of experience. Now here's the other thing about these jobs. You can get a job that says 1 to 3 years experience with virtually no experience, but the knowledge, the certifications, and the way of thinking that I teach in the course. But once you get going on this path, like you may have seen some videos on Matt's channel where it says, "Oh, entry level, someone got $35,000 or $40,000 a year," and people go, "Oh, it's not that much." Well, duh, that's entry level. If you stick at any of these positions, even if it's an internship for that year, that's 6 months of experience, then you can come to this position or any other position and just knock it out of the park. So right there, I already found one in Minneapolis. Here's another one. Let's see. Careers, boom. Okay, so this one is only looking for a PHP developer, which is not what I teach, but that's another good example of the other sort of peripheral skill set I love for people to learn, which is coding. So once again, you can send them your resume, and these guys do obviously web design, but they also do the SEO and SEM. And again, and even in a city like St. Paul, Minneapolis, there are not that many PPC or SEO experts. Let's go over here. Digital marketing, contacts. Again, even if you don't see a career page, stalk us. Let's get started. You can definitely, you just want to check and make sure that they do offer digital marketing. If a company is just a web design company, then they may or may not be interested in you. But I've had students who come to a traditional marketing company or a web design company, and they want to get into digital marketing, and they will often look to my students as experts who can lead that transition. Digital strategy. Let's see this one. Whoops. Let's see. Okay, I don't see a career page on here. Jobs. There it is. There it is. Digital marketing specialist. Related experience. 2 to 3 years experience within the digital environment. So these guys are, it's funny, they're like, experience with the following is desired: social networks and community management, social advertising, paid search, AdWords, basically. And that's a desired experience. So this is another one that you definitely, again, bachelor's degree or related experience. Well, even if you're managing your own account, if you get a freelance client, that's the other thing. I teach in the course is how to get your own clients, because this is this field is so much different than, like, let's say you're going to be a personal trainer, or I don't know, if you're trying to sell life insurance or something. It's not hard to sell. You don't have to be a salesperson. Most of my students tell me, that all you have to do is, like, let's say you're out at a party, or you're anywhere out with socially, and people say, "What do you do?" It's like, well, I help people's websites get more traffic. People are interested in that. It could be the average person that just has their own blog and is just curious, but most of the time it's people, anyone, a lawyer, a dentist, a doctor, anyone that who has a business. They all need more web traffic, which is why this skill set's so in demand. Let's go over here. Here's another one. I know we're still in Minneapolis. They do paid search. Do they have? Doesn't look like they have a career page. But again, you can always reach out, make contact with someone over there, and submit your resume. Careers. Here's another one. Let's take a look at Ovative. And it's so funny to me because what I love is how these companies they need people, so they're going to try to sell you versus most the other way around. It's we're such a great. Mostly you feel like you have to sell yourself, and you do in any job interview. But these companies, they talk about how they're genuine, they're engaged, they're leaders. Their workplace was ranked really highly. So, analyst digital media, let's look at that one. Senior manager paid search. Now, this is what I've done. I said when I was starting out my career is I would apply for a senior manager position, and they would be like, "You don't have enough experience," and I'd be like, "Oh no!" But then they'd say, "Hey, we have a junior position." Let's see. Data analysis, blah 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 blah. It's funny. This one doesn't even say work experience. Ad copywriting, bid modification, optimization, keyword expansion, negative ads. This is what we teach in the course. And again, I said if you have a bachelor's degree, that's great. If you don't, just communicate that you have a brain in the cover letter. And I even tell people, explain why you don't have a degree. Say, I'm too intelligent. Well, don't say it like that. But you basically want to say, listen, I'm not going to waste 4 years of my life studying a bunch of nonsense when I've already got, I just want to get work experience, real world experience. This is really funny to me because this is an indication of how fast you can advance in this field. So this is senior manager, right? And you're thinking probably, oh my God, I need 5 years, I need 10 years experience to be a senior manager. No. 3 years experience directly responsible for enterprise level paid search programs. That is when you are responsible for higher spend accounts. But 1 year managing a team. So 3 years of managing bigger accounts and 1 year managing a team. That is totally doable within 5 years. You can work your way up at an agency to be managing higher accounts, and then you can get yourself into a management position at a company if you show that you have that kind of initiative and drive and you want to lead people. But to be a senior manager at a company, which is going to command a much higher paycheck with just 3+ years of experience, that's very low. You should look in other fields. Look at what senior management your requirements are. You're going to see it's 5 years, 10 years. These people are to do it in 3 years is incredible. Analyst. Again, this is a little lesser position, but it's all got the same basic skill sets. Bid modification, ad copywriting, landing page test recommendations, quality score optimization, reporting. This is all what we talk about. And then I love this one too. College degree or equivalent experience right there. I don't know how they've organized their positions. Every agency is different. But there clearly are a lot of openings, right? So you apply to this company, and even if you're just coming out of the course and you're like, hey, I only have 3 months experience, I got some freelance accounts, they're not going to just kick you to the curb. They might say, hey, you don't really fit a senior position now. They're going to call you in a short amount of time when they, whether it's to do an internship or to get you in the door to train you, because they obviously need people. I mean, look, they've got 12 open positions. All right, let's look at another one. Careers, Nina Hale. Paid media manager, senior planner. So this might, I'm trying to see if this is really funny to me because display media experience preferred. This is the display network. This is all those annoying ads that pop up when you're watching a YouTube video or when you're on a website or like Huffington Post or, you know, maybe you're on, I can't think of a right-wing one right now, you know, Drudge Report or something. And you see all those ads popping up. That's display advertising. And once you understand search, you can learn display. I said there's a lot to learn, but it's all stuff you can learn from your computer. Once again, 3 to 5 years paid search experience. This is a management position. I don't know if you're going to come right out of school into this. If you already have some management experience, that can be helpful. I'm sorry, I don't know if you're going to come right out of the course into a position like this. But again, this is a growing company. It's 100% employee owned. They need a paid media manager. You show up with your core minimum skill requirements. They're not going to kick you to the curb. They're going to want to get to know you and maybe put you into a junior position, or you come back to this one in a little bit of time when you've got more experience. But honestly, the 3 to 5 years thing, don't be intimidated by that. The supervisor, the fact that it says supervisor, to me, that means you're going to be leading a team. So most of these analyst positions, you're just one analyst amongst many. If you're going to actually be leading a group of other people, you do have to show some leadership skills. Okay, hold on. Whoops. I just closed that one. There it is. Try this one. So I don't mean to like fixate on Minneapolis here, but I just, you know, like I said, and people ask me, do you have, you know, leads on this? I said, use Google. You just have to know what to look for. Careers, here we go. So honestly, it's another thing about markets is that some people have, you might notice, some people get a job really fast, and some people are like, oh, it's taking me time. There are a variety of factors. Obviously, person's aptitude and attitude are huge, because I get some people who are like, I can't find a job, and I was like, you don't have, you know, they have like 3 interviews, which is already a victory, and then they're like, oh, I didn't get hired. I'm like, you got to keep a good attitude. That's a huge part. Why, even if you have all the skills. I had one student who said this to me. He's like, well, if I have all the skills, why does my personality matter? It's like, dude, you're not a robot and you're not dealing with other robots. Even if you were like the most skilled person in the world, if you're in an office and you're an asshole, no one's going to hire you. So I don't think my student, you know, people aren't assholes, but you have to keep a positive attitude. But what the hell was my point with all this stuff? I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, I'm sorry. So I got my train of thought. Different cities have different opportunities, and it varies. So Minneapolis, as we're seeing, is like, obviously Minneapolis, Louisville, and Kansas City all have digital marketing agencies. These agencies, for whatever reason, all have career pages. They're all actively seeking. So it's possible that someone in Minneapolis might get hired quicker than somebody in Louisville or Kansas City, even though they all have opportunities. You also want to be open-minded to search the country for these opportunities, because here's my thinking on this. If you're in your 20s, you know, you should not be settled. I mean, it's not, if you have a family and children already, that's great. But people travel for college. People are willing to uproot themselves and go from New York to California, or, you know, to go all across the country for college. This is better than college. So if you're living on the East Coast and you find a job in like Las Vegas, which is what happened to one of my students, he got an opportunity in Vegas. He just picked up and said, I'm going to Vegas. And you should just go, because these jobs, these entry-level jobs, are better than college. These are actually going to be starting your career, a path of not only having a fulfilling job, but making money into the future. So if you know, let's say you lived in Alabama and you see that there's an opportunity in Minneapolis, and you're going to come up here to Ovative or something, and they want to offer you a job, freaking go. Work there for at least a year. Get it on your resume. Get the experience. And then you can launch off and go move wherever the heck else you want, because these jobs are all over the place. So, and I didn't even look at Indeed yet. Geez. Digital marketing specialist here. Digital marketing specialist. Digital marketing specialist. We spent a lot of time in Minneapolis. Let's just say that Indeed says there's 990 digital marketing related jobs in Minneapolis. So they're out there. I'm going to keep going. I know this video is going to be pretty long, but why not? Let's go to San Diego. San Diego, which means whale's vagina. Sorry, Ron Burgundy. All right, we've got this agency, this agency, this agency, and this agency. Now let's go over to, start out with LinkedIn and Indeed. And guys, you can do this yourself in your own city or any city you want to go to. Let's see. Careers. Boom. And again, look at all the cool stuff that they have at these agencies. Flex time, game room, free coffee, pet friendly, groceries, yoga. Let's see. Do we have agency? They've got internships, so they've got a digital marketing internship. Boom. And this again, the great thing about internships in this field is that most of these internships, a lot of them are paid, which you don't always find, but they also lead to jobs. Because in digital marketing, they're actually going to be giving you, I have a student like Karen, she's up there in Ohio. She's basically doing the job as an intern. She's in college, some community college, or I don't know, maybe it was a state school or a private school, but she, she's taking her classes, blah, 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 but she's actually learning more on the job. And she's learning the skills that she'll use when she gets a job. Versus other internships, I know because I interned when I was in college. I interned I was in entertainment, so I was at like a TV news station, and they just had me doing busy work and getting coffee. So many times internships are just menial tasks and bullshit. But in digital marketing, you actually get to learn skills that you will be applying. This is more of a management thing. This one has the internship. Let's try this one. Careers, boom, again. Intern, copywriter. That would be a cool internship. Performance media strategist, PPC, SEO specialist. Let's take a look at this. What a cute little thing. We need a person with a bachelor's degree. No, you don't, because people with bachelor's degree in marketing are learning bullshit concepts that were applicable in the 1980s. And I'm going to do another video on that. Why marketing degrees are absurd. They're absurd. And I'm not just saying that because I'm just a hater on college. I mean, they literally do not update these curriculums. That's, a college is like a government. You know how governments move really slow because there's a thing called a bureaucracy. And a bureaucracy is when groups of people come together and slow things down. In a university, there are committees and there's approval processes. So you can't just innovate and say, hey guys, marketing has changed so much in the last 10 years. Let's update the textbooks. Let's update the curriculum. No, someone who's the chair of that department is got to approve these updates to the curriculum. And it's so slow. They're using textbooks that are a year, they could be a year old, 2 years old, 3 years old, 5 years old. But the concepts in those textbooks and in those courses are 10 years old. And this industry changes every day. So this bachelor's degree crap, I just want to punch some of these agencies in the face for even putting it in here. 3 to 5 years of paid church experience, blah, blah, blah. Don't worry about that. Again, even in San Diego, there are not that many people. Look, June 30th, 2016. Now, I don't know if they just didn't update their website or if they still haven't hired anybody, but it's very possible that they didn't hire anybody for that position. Let's try this one. Careers, another one. Internship. This layout of this website looked very similar. Paid social, that's Facebook ads. PPC strategist, PPC account manager. Ideally, 1 to 2 years of digital marketing agency experience, a plus. Digital bachelor's degree or equivalent work experience. It says, or minimum 6 months of experience in search engine marketing. Specifically having experience with bid monitoring and adjustment of paid search campaign, defining terms and writing effective copy, blah, 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 blah. So this is something where when I say you can run your own AdWords campaigns, you can do this with your own websites. You don't have to even have a job before you build a website or take a friend's website or a family member or a family friend, because there's people in your circle that are running AdWords. You don't even know. Your uncle who has a plumbing business, or your aunt who's an attorney. They need business, so they are using AdWords, and most of them are doing it badly. You can come in with the skills you learn in the course, run their AdWords campaign. Guess what? That's a client. You're now a professional. And you can take that and apply it to a job like this. Qker, another one, careers. Boom. Project manager, social media manager, search marketing manager. That's what we teach. 2+ years experience in digital with strong academic results. You know, I will tell you this, guys. There is the occasional agency or company that has a stick up their ass, and they're so fucking deluded that they really think that your grade point average has something to do with your performance. I don't know. A lot of these companies, but they end up struggling because then they're like, we only want to hire somebody that has this GPA. Well, guess what? Those students are clueless because they've never worked on a real account or dealt with real money or learned these real skills. You might run into that, if someone says, hey, you got a good resume, but you didn't have good grade point average in school, or you don't have a degree. You know what, guys? Fuck them. It's just like dating. They say you're not going to, date every person you want to date. The way that I think that you're being taught to get a degree, they always say to us, you need a degree to get every job. That's like telling someone, you need a BMW to date anybody. Like, no woman will ever date you unless you have a BMW. Or for women, it's like, no guy will ever date you unless you get a boob job and get enormous tits. It's like, this degree is the equivalent of a BMW or getting plastic surgery on your tits, I think, because it's this behemoth of an investment, $50, $60, $70,000, so that you're supposed to now you're attractive enough to apply for one of these jobs. There will be it said, if these guys at Qker really give a shit about your strong academic results, here's what you do. You close the browser and you go over to this, and you go over here, you go to the 20 other opportunities that are out there, and fuck them. And if you have a good GPA with your degree, apply. It's something wrong with that. Okay, let's just look at digital marketing in San Diego. 532. Marketing specialist, digital marketing strategist at real estate, marketing coordinator, freelance. Ooh, this is exciting. Let's see what this one is. Blah, blah, blah. This is all stuff that 1 to 6 months of experience dedicated to digital marketing. So this is such a weird thing. 1 to 2 years of professional experience at an agency, 6 months of experience dedicated to digital marketing. So they don't care if you jerked off at the agency for 2 years. It doesn't make any sense. Again, a lot of the times, with all of these companies, sometimes a human resources person gets in there, and that's why they have these stupid bachelor's degree things in there. Say, oh, we need a bachelor's degree because that means a candidate's smart. You have to show these people what they need. And that's what's exciting to me too, is that I've had students who don't have a degree, but they know what they're talking about because they've taken the course, or they feel that confidence that comes from the knowledge of learning those skills. And then they end up telling the company what the hell they need, because a lot of these companies don't even know what the fuck they are talking about when they put these requirements up there. But it's always exciting to see that there are 500 digital marketing related opportunities in San Diego, or 900 in Minneapolis. So I think I've been talking for a long time. And what I'm going to actually ask you to do is comment below, ask any questions that you have, and you can even, if you want to, just throw your city down there. And what I'll do is I will, when I have time, because I had some time this afternoon, I will try to do some searches. You can do the searches yourself, but I'll try to do searches for you and put some links in your comment, under your comment, with some agencies or openings that I found. And I'll do another video maybe in like a week or two if I get people requesting specific cities. But I know I only focused on 3 cities right now, but you can see just how many opportunities there are, guys. I mean, especially compared to like anyone coming out of college with like a history degree or a philosophy degree or even a business degree. You're not finding these kinds of opportunities. So I highly recommend you look into this. If you haven't checked out my free course, do so. And if you find this stuff interesting, get into this field because there's a lot you can do with it. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me for a little while. This is Seth, and I will see you later.